Manna Food Bank is a 501c3 and member of Feeding America, the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. Our mission is to involve, educate, and unite people in the work of ending hunger in Western North Carolina, and our vision is a hunger-free WNC. Since Manna's first food distribution in 1983, this has been the focus of our daily work. In that first year, we distributed nearly 45,000 pounds of food. Manna has and continues to serve communities across 16 counties in Western North Carolina, providing food with hope and dignity to people experiencing hunger. Manna is currently moving over 50,000 pounds of food each day of the year through our partner network of over 250 community-based agencies, stretching every resource to meet the growing need for food and providing relief to thousands of families. Hunger can affect people from all walks of life. Layoffs at work, unexpected car maintenance, or an accident on the job can suddenly force a family to choose between buying food and other basic necessities such as housing or health care. One bad month can be enough to plunge a household into food insecurity, and for some, including children and seniors, they may be at greater risk of hunger than others. Hunger and health are deeply connected and can be life-altering. When people don't have enough food or have to choose inexpensive foods with low nutritional value, it can seriously impact their health. And once the cycle of poor diet and poor health begins, it can be hard to break. Healthy bodies and minds require nutritious meals at every age, which is why Manna is taking great strides to provide more nutritiously dense foods and fresh produce. Manna is not only fighting hunger, but food insecurity as well. Food insecurity describes a household's inability to provide enough food for every person to live an active, healthy life, and is one way that we can measure and assess the risk of hunger. Prior to the pandemic, 1 in 6 people and 1 in 4 children here in Western North Carolina did not have access to 3 square meals a day. This is significantly higher than the national average. Nationwide, 1 in 9 people and 1 in 6 children struggle with hunger. In the wake of the pandemic, Manna has been serving well over 100,000 people each month, representing an average 60 to 70% increase in the number of people finding themselves in need of our assistance over pre-COVID numbers. Part of what makes food insecurity so difficult to solve is the underlying causes are often deeply interconnected, and moving in and out of food insecurity simply adds more stress to a household. We call this the socioeconomic perfect storm. For more than a decade, North Carolina's minimum wage has been $7.25. According to the Asheville-based nonprofit Just Economics, and as of February 2021, a living wage in WNC is $15.80 with employer-provided health benefits and $17.30 without benefits. This means that you would have to work more than 2 full-time jobs at minimum wage to make ends meet and to cover the cost of housing, transportation, medical expenses, and so on. The ever-widening gap between wages and expenses continues to grow at a staggering rate. Take housing, for example. The lack of affordable housing options mean that people have to live farther from economic centers and workplaces. And as people move farther from city limits, access to reliable and adequate transportation becomes increasingly more limited. As if it weren't complicated enough, layer in the enormous cost of childcare and healthcare. Working families depend on childcare so that they can work and provide for their family. But with the low-paying jobs and the expense of decent childcare, many are unable to make ends meet. Furthermore, people who are food insecure find themselves having to purchase the least expensive food available, which is often lacking in the basic nutrients necessary for health. Therefore, they are often plagued by health challenges such as diabetes and heart disease that disproportionately affect those in poverty. Additionally, they are often faced with the daily challenge of making hard choices about whether to pay their electric bill or buy food, whether to put gas in the car or buy food, because the math just does not add up in their household budgets. Through our programs, Manna is taking steps forward to ensure that our neighbors have access to healthy food. Our helpline supports and empowers community members across our region to find food nearby and to educate them about the resources available to their family. Many kids in our service area rely on free school meals during the school year and face being hungry on weekends and while school is out of session. Our Manna Packs program is committed to ensure that our community's children facing hunger not only have enough to eat, but also the opportunity to thrive. The Nutrition Works team provides support and guidance for acquiring the most nutritious foods available to maintain a balance of calorie-dense and nutrient-dense foods. Manna maintains an average of 30% fresh produce in the total inventory, and over 60% of Manna's inventory is categorized as healthy staples, which includes canned and frozen fruits and vegetables, whole grains, proteins, and dairy items. Our goal through this program is to reduce food insecurity while improving community health. In partnership with local community organizations, the Manna Community Market provides direct food assistance support for people living in WNC across the region, particularly focusing on communities with a high level of food insecurity. In this farmers market style distribution, we distribute shelf-stable foods, perishables, fresh produce, and assorted grocery and household items. Our community is in need more than ever before, and the only way we can achieve a hunger-free WNC is by working together to help our neighbors. We must also address the root causes of hunger and deepen our understanding of structural and systemic inequities that disproportionately impact marginalized communities and people in need of assistance. Our goal is to create upstream community interventions to address food insecurity and to help break the cycle. Each of you make a lasting impact, and we thank you for your service.